Welcome to the first episode of the Harpers Island Breakdown, where I will be giving a scene-by-scene breakdown of all 13 episodes of this series. Warning, spoilers ahead. In the opening, we're told that 7 years ago, 6 people were murdered on Harpers Island by a man named John Wakefield. In our first live scene, we get introduced to bride and groom Henry Dunn and Trish Wellington, as well as wedding party and family members. We are told that Cousin Ben is late to the boat and he has not answered any phone calls or text messages. One of the last arrivals to the boat is Abby Mills, Henry's childhood friend. Abby's mom was murdered by John Wakefield. We find out her dad is also the sheriff on the island, and she has not been back to the island since the murders. As the ferry leaves the dock, the camera pans down to our first victim, Cousin Ben. He is tied up under the boat and is killed by the propeller. He is our first victim. As the guests unboard on the island, we are introduced to Jimmy, Abby's ex-boyfriend and local fisherman. They share teasing remarks about her finally coming back to the island. They definitely still have some chemistry going on. Abby does not take the golf cart ride to the hotel with other guests and decides to walk. On her walk, she goes to the tree where her mother was murdered, where we also see a mysterious figure watching over her from the woods. The guests arrive at the Candlewick Inn. There we are officially introduced to Cal and Chloe, who are the young lovebirds. We are also introduced to Henry's troubled brother, J.D. Next, we see Abby in her room. She receives a mysterious phone call that plays music for a few seconds and then the line dies. This seems to creep her out. Trish receives yet another message from Hunter Jennings. We find out that this is her ex-boyfriend from college and that he's at the hotel to see her. Then see Uncle Marty walking around the hotel and coming across Trish's dad and Hunter planning something to stop the wedding. Abby goes to look for JD at the cannery. As she's walking in the parking lot, she hears something in the woods. Someone is definitely watching her again. Back at the hotel, we see Madison, Trish's niece, rip up Cousin Ben's name tag and take his gift away. We don't know why. Uncle Marty confronts Trish's dad, implying he knows what he's up to, but not coming out straight and saying it. After talking to Kelly, JD is confronted by Shane. They get into a bar brawl where Abby's dad, the sheriff, steps in. This is not how she wanted to first see her dad. After being brought back to the hotel, Henry apologizes to Abby for having her run into her dad like that and having to go look for JD. Next, we see Cal and Chloe are down by the water. Chloe goes into the water and disappears. Cal runs in after. Chloe is just playing a prank that Cal doesn't like. They argue and then she throws his pants into the water containing his engagement ring. Madison wakes up her mom and asks her if she knew people were killed on the island. Her mother asks who told that and she claims her new friend. We don't know who that is, but it can't be good. While Trish is in the shower, her phone rings. Henry looks at it to see a message from Hunter Jennings. He knows this can't be good. Next, we see Uncle Marty walking across a wood bridge. He falls through the bottom. He then asks for help when he hears someone approaching. The killer starts to chop at Marty as he fires a few rounds from his gun. Marty is our second victim. In our last scene, Abby comes back to her hotel room to find a newspaper article of her mom's death taped to the bathroom mirror. We don't know who put this there, and the episode ends in mystery. Subscribe and stay tuned for our next episode breakdown.